Good morning, YouTubula! My name is NoNoNoah, and welcome to Game Grind, the only show on the internet that does the grinding for you. Except literally every other piece of gaming content on YouTube. But that's all besides the point, because today we're going to be talking about something pretty interesting that I've been following ever since it came out a couple months ago. This is, of course, the wonderful world of cowboys, the afterlife, and Ghost Rider-esque ripoffs. We're going to be talking about West of Dead. Now this video is going to be a little bit rushed and it's going to be kind of short because I'm doing this exactly 18 hours before the episode comes out. And I had a lot of clinical stuff today, so I'm very tired. So, with that excuse in the way, let's get into it. For all of you who are unfamiliar with West of Dead, you play as Mason, a Ghost Rider-esque character. Literally looks the part and everything, but you know, if he was a cowboy. He can't die and he walks the plains of purgatory, helping spirits cross either east or west. East, of course, being heaven, don't know why, and west, of course, being hell, don't know why. The only problem with this is that he's stuck in a constant loop of a Groundhog's Day-esque movie, and unfortunately, each time he perishes in purgatory, he starts back at the local bar, which is, of course, how the run operation of this game works, but 1 second. Now, the gameplay style is a little hard to kind of grasp, but it's the Binding of Isaac meets a top-down shooter meets cover-based mechanic. As you can see right here, it's pretty neat, but it takes some getting used to. I'm gonna be honest, this game is fairly difficult. The skill you build up will not amount to shit towards the later levels. This is mostly due to the bullshit AI and crazy amounts of enemies that have no weapons and decide that their fists are the best weapons. Now you might be asking, Noah, why don't you just get good, you scrub lord? Well, I can't, fuckboy, and this is why. The game is a fucking horrendous mess of glitches and other unsavory outcomes. Honestly, this game has a lot of great potential, a solid concept, great mechanics that I haven't seen in an indie title like this. The art style is unique and functionally different than any other game I've ever played. Plus, every new run sparks new random assortments of guns, enemies, and power-ups to change your chances of navigating the field of purgatory. I only played a few hours of the experience, however, only enough to get past Chapter 1 and some of Chapter 2. Mainly because of the glitches that would end hour-long runs because I got stuck on a rock or something that I was dodging over. There was even a point where I was dodging over a barricade and my body just left the world. The boss combat's also super interesting because they're the only enemy type that can actually use cover just like you, making you think on your feet on this fast-paced combat situation. Or you could just be like me and keep throwing a tomahawk at their ass. It's up to you. And if we're being honest, this is, without a doubt, some of the best boss combat I have seen in my 23 years of gaming. I'm fucking kidding, of course. Most of the enemy types in the game consist of old dead white men in Civil War uniforms fighting you, or a deranged-looking beast that could not be solely identified as one creature or another. There is one enemy type I do want to talk about in greater detail, though, and it's probably one of the worst of all of them. It's some sort of golem rock monster. This creature walks the map called the Mines, and a few other rock-based maps. It's just a rock monster that you can't damage from the front at all, so sneaking behind it is the key. But they're defiant of this tactic and also soak damage like a fucking tampon, so it's hard to kill them without wasting whole minutes at a time. You can run in front of them to trigger a reaction and get a few shots in, but it still takes just as long. It's just a load of waiting, and it gives the illusion of difficulty. Honestly, waiting is the worst fucking enemy of me, not only in games, but in life. I gotta wait for popcorn to come out of the microwave. I've gotta wait for my videos to upload. I've gotta wait for my friends to ready up in a game. I've gotta wait for my girlfriend to finish. You know what? Bad rant. Forget I said anything, but it doesn't disprove my point. Now don't get me wrong, this game has a massive fuckload of potential, and I'm honestly really excited to kind of see where it goes. So let's talk about some of the positives about this game, well, since I've got most of the negative stuff out of the way already. West of Dead has one of the coolest art styles I've ever seen in a game. It conveys the Western appeal, which is already hard enough, but also gives off this dread of not knowing what's around the next corner. The map design is also a plus. It's a winding maze themed to a certain area in the West, like mines, fields, towns, crypts, and of course swamps. Each map contains 2 level-up type power-ups, a trading post, and a chest or two for new items to experiment with. Each map also has a resident denizen that you can beat once in order to unlock a rune stone, which you get to keep after death, unlike other items in the game. These normally give new abilities like the ability to travel to new points from these blue portals, or the ability to punch through harder barricades and enter new areas. The sound design of the game is mostly ambient, but the sound effects throughout are neat enough to be mentioned. But I don't have a lot of notes other than that, so it basically means it's good enough, I suppose. I do just want to note how well off the voice actor of Mason, our main character, is. A character of few words, but when he talks, the women will swoon, and men will grow erections stronger than tree roots.
All stories have an end. For the living, it's death. For the dead, it's moving on, east or west. As for me, what say we start at the beginning, after I died for the first time.
It seriously complements the tone of the game so well that it keeps you immersed for hours. I also enjoy the game's random take on currency. Fuck gold and all the Western people who try to mine it. We're only out here for iron. You can also pick up concentrated balls of sin to trade to a witch in order to grant new abilities and new items and new power-ups later on in later runs. It's a really weird gimmick. And every single 2 or 3 levels, it just kind of depends on how deep into the game you are. You get to see the witch, so you can cash in your iron and all of your lovely sin balls in order to gain new abilities for later runs and of course get a free heal. Although this game has disappointed me with its constant glitches, and I mean constant glitches, of the 9 or 10 runs that I recorded for gameplay footage for this episode, I think almost 8 of them ended with me dying from some sort of glitch, being stuck in something, a trap not showing up and me walking over it at some random point. And I'm pretty sure one time I died with 123 health left on my ticker, and I don't even know how. How does that happen? Now, honestly, I like this game, but I wouldn't recommend playing it until it's had a few updates, which, at this point, it probably has, because the gameplay footage you're seeing was from late last year, so hopefully the glitches are probably ironed out by now. But I bring all this up for the respect of the developers, and maybe the developers have already ironed out all these kinks, and I just haven't played it recently, so I can't give you an informed opinion. But definitely check out this one if you guys are into top-down shooters or a Binding of Isaac kind of run playthrough, because this one will deliver, if not now, very soon. In a few weeks' time, or maybe even a few months' time, I will be able to say that I recommend this experience to you. Just give it a little extra time. Give the developers some time. Because this one, unlike some other games that have released recently, released in early access and has been working out the kinks. So, yeah. Okay, again, sorry for kind of a short episode this time, but there's not much to talk about this game because the story's not quite there yet. It's just kind of like a mystery of like who Mason was in his past life, but there's not much to talk about, especially since I didn't really complete the game, because I don't know how long the game is. Now, to be honest, this episode's shorter because I have a lot of stuff I have to do this week. I actually have 60 hours of clinical work. So, this episode is being basically speed ran for me. I actually recorded this yesterday, which I don't normally do. I normally give myself a couple days to edit it. But besides that, that is the end of this episode of Game Grind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this down in the comments below. Make sure you're recommending me games to review or look at or whatever you want me to do. Always open to it. If you guys have a different opinion on West of Dead, please talk to me down below. I will talk to you. I promise. I'm waiting on your beautiful comments. But that's going to do it for NoNoNoah. So, thank you very much. And I will see all you no bros later. Peace for now.